Just setting that intention, that mindful, heartful intention for your practice. So with your next few breaths, let's just bow the head, and if your eyes were closed, you might choose to blink your eyes open now. And just lift the gaze forward, taking in your surroundings. And we're just going to lie down on our backs and walk the feet in towards the sitting bones. Bring the feet a little bit wider than the hips and touch the knees together. So you're on your back in a constructive rest position. And again, in this position, just taking another couple of moments to settle into intention. So really just sensing who you are and really what's needed in these moments, just based on your personal experience right now. And then let's just move the feet a little bit closer together and take the right ankle on top of the left thigh. So just a number 4 hip stretch, right ankle on left thigh. You can hug your legs in, you can clasp your hands behind your left leg if you wish, or you can just keep your left foot on the floor and be still and just breathe. Maybe you're hugging in, coming into the breath. We're going to start to deepen that breath a little bit, breathing in and out through the nose. And just letting that awareness of breath, the sound, the sensation, the movement of breath, be a way of keeping our attention really focused as we practice. So take another full exhale here. And then let's place the left foot down and place the right foot down. And just simply switch sides, left ankle to right thigh. And again, you might just stay right there. You might hug the legs in, maybe even clasp the hands behind the right thigh. And as you breathe, breathing in and out through the nose here, see if you can let there be a sense of heaviness to the back of the head, heaviness to the hips, and then really, in a way, as the breath brings your attention to the present moment, let it also, in some way, convey the message of your intention, that mindful, heartful message, even if the intention is just to listen. Take another full exhale here. And then place the right foot down, place the left foot down. We're going to take the right leg, reach it straight up to the ceiling, and then just start to circle the foot. So just circling the foot and the ankle, just a few circles in one direction, and then switching directions. So just kind of mobilizing your ankle, your toes, your whole foot as you circle. And then come into stillness. I'm going to stretch my left leg out onto the floor, but you could keep your left foot on the floor if you prefer. And then just circling the right leg. So it's like you're drawing circles on the ceiling with your right toes. And I'm kind of reaching and lengthening through the left leg as I do that. Circling one direction, maybe one more time, and then let's just switch directions, circling the other way. They can be tiny circles, they can be big circles. Right? The bigger they are, the more you kind of have to ground yourself with that left leg or that left foot. Let's take one more full breath, circling, exhale, pause. Let's clasp hands behind the right leg. Inhale here, and then draw that leg in. It's okay if the knee is bent, that's all right. Just bow your head to your knee and see if you can draw your navel down to the ground as you lift your head and shoulders and bow the head to the knee. Take an inhale, rest the head down. And then let's just hug both knees into the chest as we exhale. Right? And then place the feet on the floor and pause. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just start with the left leg reaching up to circle the foot and the ankle. So circling the foot and the ankle, keep breathing with awareness. Breathing with awareness, noticing sound, sensation, and movement. Switch the direction of your circles if you haven't already. Just circling the other way. Feeling the support of the floor. And then, again, you can either keep your right foot on the floor or stretch your right leg out onto the floor, circling the left leg, maybe like you're drawing circles on the ceiling with your left toe. So circling now from the hip in one direction. Again, they can be small, they can be big, just whatever works for you right now. Hopefully pain-free range of motion. Let's switch directions. Remember, the practice is really offering that mindful, heartful intention whenever you can. So really moving and breathing in a way that conveys that message to yourself. Let's bring that leg back to center, hands clasped onto the leg. Take an inhale and then pull the leg towards you as you lift your head and shoulders and bow the head to the knee, knitting the navel to the ground. Take another breath and exhale here. And then inhale, rest your head down. And exhale, let's hug both knees in and just hug them in. I like to take the knees as wide as the armpits and rock gently. And as you're breathing here, you can still deepen that breath, breathing through the nose, starting to feel the more subtle qualities of the breath, drawing in below the navel, knitting together pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones. Let's place feet on the floor, knees bent. So feet are comfortably close to sitting bones. And as you find your next inhale, lift your hips up and just lifting them any amount, somewhere that you can continue to breathe and let the breath be steady and sweet. Take a full breath, inhale, lengthening the whole front side of the body, and then exhale, lower down. So we're gonna do the movement, I think we did it last week, including the arms. So as you inhale, lift the arms and lift the hips, arms reach straight up overhead. As you exhale, just let the arms keep drifting until they reach back on the floor behind you. Keep the hips lifted. Take your next inhale, just reach the arms straight up to the ceiling, and then exhale, the hips and the arms come down together. Again, inhale, hips and arms lift up. Exhale, the arms keep moving. They reach overhead on the floor behind you. Keep the hips lifted. Inhale, the arms reach straight up. And then exhale, everything down. Let's continue like that. Inhale, hips lift, arms reach straight up. Exhale, let the arms keep moving, reaching on the floor behind you. Inhale, lift the arms, reaching overhead. And then exhale, everything down together. Again, last time, inhale, lifting up, reaching the arms straight up. Exhale, reaching back along the floor behind your head. Hips are still lifted. Inhale, lift the arms straight up to the ceiling. And then exhale, lower everything down. Good, just pause with your feet on the ground, feet about hip distance apart. Take a full cycle of breath, inhale and exhale. And then just invite that awareness to become a little more subtle if that feels possible to you. So the feet are on the floor. Gently imagine your legs hugging together without actually moving them. And then as you hug your legs together, if you can imagine your pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones knitting together and drawing in below the navel. That hugging of the legs, lifting of pelvic floor and drawing in below navel, all without flattening your lower back to the floor, all without thickening your belly up towards the ceiling. Let's lift the feet off of the floor so the shins are parallel and the thighs are perpendicular. And the legs might come all the way together at that point. And you just hug the legs together, draw in below the navel. So again, avoiding that thickening of the belly upward. Let's just pause and breathe here. I'm gonna reach my arms overhead just to create a little more length in the torso. Hugging the legs and just breathing. We're gonna add in some movements. The movements are always optional. So as you inhale, keep the 90-degree bend in the right knee, but touch the toes to the floor. And then exhale, squeeze the right knee back up to meet the left knee. Again, left side, inhale, keeping the 90-degree bend at the knee, touch the toes. Exhale, squeeze together. Let's keep doing that. Inhale, right side. Exhale, squeeze deepening to the belly, softening the shoulders. Inhale, left side. Exhale, squeeze together. One more time each side. Inhale, right side. Exhale, squeeze together. One more time, left side. Inhale, touch. Exhale, squeeze. Keep the legs lifted, hugging in, drawing down below navel. Reach the arms behind your head if you haven't already. Bring the palms together. Inhale. Exhale, lift and reach to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, lie down again. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, lift and reach to the left. Good, let's continue like this a few more times. Inhale, lie down. Exhale, lift and reach to the right. Inhale, lie down. Exhale, lift and reach to the left. One more time each side. We're gonna hold it like we've done before. Exhale, lift and reach to the right. Stay here, take an inhale. Reach a little further as you exhale. And then inhale, lie down. Last time to the left as you exhale. Stay for a breath. Let the breath be sweet as you exhale. Reach a little deeper. And then inhale, lie down. Exhale, touch your feet to the floor. Let's take the feet as wide as the yoga mat. Turn the toes away from each other. Tip the knees to the right as if they're windshield wipers. Left arm overhead, right hand on belly. Just come back to the simplicity of breath, just sound, sensation, movement. Let that bring you into that really focused space of awareness where you can offer that mindful, heartful intention. Right? Whatever prayer you have for yourself right now, whatever part of you needs nourishment, can you offer it? Let's take another exhale here. And then inhale, come back onto the soles of your feet and switch sides as you exhale. So tipping knees to the left, right arm overhead, left hand on belly, just settling in for a few breaths, exploring that space on the right side as you soften the head and shoulders. Let's take another full exhale here. And then inhale, rise. Exhale, hug the knees in. Let's rock and roll up onto our hands and knees. So, as I've said before, and I want to definitely encourage you, if you have a towel or a pillow or a blanket, and it would be useful for you to have that under your knees for a little extra padding, just take a moment to add that in now, if you haven't already. So we're coming onto our hands and knees, and then let's just do some movement. 5 full deep breaths, starting with your inhale. We'll do the arching of the back and looking up, inhaling, and then rounding the back, curling, tucking the tail, and dropping the head. You can repeat that again or move differently. So inhaling, I'm going to do cat-cow, arching, looking up. Exhaling, curling, rounding, bowing the head. Again, inhale and exhale. So just come back to the simplicity of contacting your breath if possible. Right, just let it be a natural expression of really mindfulness and heartfulness. Let's take one more cycle of breath. And then come into neutral. So just pause in neutral. We're going to take the right arm and reach it out to the right and then thread the needle. So dropping the right shoulder to the floor, hips stay right up over the knees. You can press your left hand into the floor or reach it out in front of you and breathe. Just a few breaths. So as you're breathing here, follow that breath. So as you're exhaling, if you can imagine that knitting together of pubic bone, tailbone, sitting bones drawing in below the navel. Take another full exhale here. If that left hand went anywhere else, place it down on the floor next to your head, and then inhale, come all the way back up, reach the right arm. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Left arm reaching out, inhale. Reach it across, touch the left shoulder down as you exhale. Left side of the head down. And then using that right hand for support or lengthening that right arm out. Inhaling and exhaling here. If possible, sensing with a little bit more subtlety into that breath. Let's take another full exhale, drawing up and in below the navel. And then inhale, rise all the way back up. And then both hands to the floor, exhale. So we're gonna do our forearm plank, side plank, and Sphinx pose combination. So dropping your forearms to the floor, stepping the feet back, and then just pressing down into the elbows, lifting the inner thighs. And if you can imagine pushing your elbows and toes away from each other to stretch your yoga mat long, do that. Come back to the breath. Let's take another full exhale here. And then we're gonna roll onto our right forearm. So you could touch your right knee down for more support if that felt useful, or not. We're coming to that forearm side plank on the right side. I'm spinning my forearm so that it's parallel to the top edge of my mat as I make that transition. Maybe take another inhale, reaching the left arm overhead. Exhale and start to transition back to forearm plank. Take an inhale and an exhale in forearm plank. And then let's inhale, roll onto the left side for forearm side plank. Maybe that right arm reaches up and overhead. Maybe you even keep the right fingertips on the floor for more support. Take another full inhale here, and then exhale back to forearm plank. Take another inhale here. I know this is challenging. Exhale, lower the hips down. Sphinx pose, just start by grounding the elbows, broadening the collarbones, reaching back and down through the legs. Take another full breath here. Inhale, and then just lower down. Rest on your belly, maybe head to the side or forehead down. Inhaling and exhaling 2 times, maybe more than that. Just being settled, moving into that space of listening, really offering mindful, heartful awareness right here. I'm going to do that all one more time. Okay, just one more time, starting to really deepen a connection to breath and to midline. So let's press the elbows down, rise up onto the toes, and then just feel into the arms, feel into the legs, feel the action of the arms and legs, giving you a little more support to the midline. Lengthening, broadening collarbones. Take another exhale. And then we're going to roll onto that right forearm. So I swing the forearm parallel to the front of the mat, roll over onto. Maybe the left hand comes to the hip or overhead. Maybe the left fingertips are on the floor for support. See if you can find your breath. Draw in below the navel. Lengthen a little bit. And then as you exhale, come back to forearm plank. Inhale in forearm plank and exhale. Let's roll onto the left side, swinging that forearm, rolling over onto the left elbow, maybe reaching the right arm up or overhead, or touching right fingertips to the floor for support. Take another full inhale here, and then exhale back to forearm plank. Another inhale in forearm plank. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, broaden the chest, reach the legs back and down. Maybe you even want to lift up off of your elbows and come up a little higher. Take one more breath, and then exhale, just slowly lower all the way down. Let your head rest in a way that's comfortable and soften as you breathe. Just inhaling and exhaling a time or two. And just sensing that aliveness flowing through you, just by noticing your breath. Okay, so we're gonna rise from our belly onto our hands and knees, or maybe all the way into high plank. So either tabletop or high plank, and then downward facing dog, or maybe child's pose. So you always have that option. And then just breathing in either one of those positions. Again, just coming back to the breath. Again and again. It's a really powerful touchstone just to bring your awareness right here, to open up that space inside for a mindful, heartful intention to really receive that message from yourself. Take a steady gaze with your eyes, or if you're in child's pose, you might close them. With your next couple of breaths, if you're in child's pose, go ahead and rise into dog pose. And then we're going to use an inhale to roll out over our hands into high plank. And then exhale, squat the hips back and lift them into downward facing dog, even if the knees stay deeply bent. Inhale, roll out over the hands again. Exhale, just sit back into the knees, squat the hips to the heels, and then lift them up any amount. Inhale, roll over the hands again one more time. Exhale, squat back and lift up. Good. Downward facing dog. Even if your knees are drastically bent, just see if you can first bring some length into your spine. Create some space for your breath. Heavy head here as you exhale. Let's bring the feet to the hands. Hug the legs in and lengthen the spine. So the knees can be bent any amount. Just lengthen and look up. And then bow all the way down over the legs as you exhale. Let's just pause, bowing over the legs. Allow the knees to bend, maybe so that the torso and the thighs are connected. Maybe grabbing the opposite elbows and just letting the head hang. You can even kind of sway your torso gently side to side. Let's take another full exhale here. And then releasing the arms, let's start to rise all the way back up and let the arms follow and reach up and look up. And then just bring your arms to your sides as you exhale. So just standing at the top of your mat, arms at your sides, and just pause, come back to the breath. Sound, sensation, movement. Let your gaze be steady. So just listening and sensing that intention, that mindful, heartful intention, or maybe it's just sensing that capacity to offer mindful, heartful presence inward. Just listening. Let's take our next inhale and reach the arms up and maybe look up. We're going to add a side bend here as you exhale, right arm dropping down, maybe leaning to the right. Stay for a breath, hugging the legs in, reaching up through the left arm. Exhale, leaning, drawing in below the navel. Hug the legs in, lift the right arm up, maybe look up, inhale. And then other side, exhale, left arm coming down. Hug the legs in, draw in, lengthen, inhale. Lean to the left, exhale. Hugging in, reaching left arm up, maybe looking up, inhale. And then just bow over your legs. As you exhale, come all the way down. Lengthen, come halfway up, inhale. So this is just a half sun salutation. Exhale, bow over the legs. See if you can feel the lifting of the belly as the head comes down. Hug the legs in, rise all the way up, lift the arms and look up, inhale. And then exhale, just bring the arms down. Just sensing the really cleansing quality of this sequence. Inhale, lifting the arms, looking up, just simple movements. Exhale, drop the right arm, lean to the right. Lengthen and hug in, reaching up through the left arm, exhale, leaning. And then lift the right arm as you inhale, maybe looking up. Exhale, left arm dropping down, leaning to the left. Stay for a full breath, take another exhale. Lifting the left arm, lengthening, looking up, inhale. Exhale, release the arms, bow over the legs, all the way down. Find that lift below the navel as you hug the legs in, lengthen the spine, even if the knees are bent. And then the belly lifts even more as the head comes all the way down. Hug the legs in, rise, reach, and look up, inhale. And then just bring the arms down, exhale. We're going to do that just simple sequence one more time. Inhale, reaching up. Right arm drops, lean to the right, exhale. Just one breath on that side bend this time. Inhale, come all the way back up, maybe look up. Exhale, drop to the left and lean. Inhale, come all the way back up, maybe look up. Exhale, bow over the legs, all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. So just getting accustomed to this pattern. Exhale, bow all the way down. Inhale, rise, reach, and look up. And then just bring the arms down, exhale. Let's add on to that sequence. Inhale, lift the arms and look up. Drop the right arm, exhale, lean to the right. Hugging and reaching up, right arm, look up, inhale. And exhale, drop the left and lean. Inhale, lift the left arm and look up. And exhale, bow forward over your legs. Inhale, hugging and lengthening, looking up. Exhale, fingertips down, right foot back. Sink the hips, broaden the chest, inhale. And then exhale, hands down, step to high plank. Inhale, lift into upward facing dog. Exhale, roll into downward facing dog. Full deep breaths. You might be pedaling your feet here. You might have your knees deeply bent. Just come back to the breath, the sound, the sensation, the movement, with whatever degree of subtlety feels available right now. Let it create that space inside where you can be mindful and heartful, where you can really see what you're experiencing and offer some nourishment and some care in the way that you move and breathe. Let's take an inhale, lift the right leg all the way up and back. And then exhale, bring the right foot forward between the hands, up on the left toes. Inhale, sink the hips forward, lengthen the spine, look up. And then exhale, step the left foot forward, fold over the leg. Come halfway up, hugging the legs, lengthening the belly, looking up. Exhale, deep lift to the belly as you bow over the legs. Inhale, stand all the way up. Let the arms reach up, look up. And then just bring the arms down, exhale. One more time like that. Inhale, reaching up, starting with the side bend. Exhale, drop the right arm and lean. Hugging and reaching right arm up, inhale. And then exhale, leaning to the left. Reaching up with the left arm, looking up, breathing in. And then exhale, bow forward over the legs. Come halfway up as you inhale, lengthening, looking up. Fingertips down, step the left foot back. Inhale, sink into that lunge, lift the chest, maybe look up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step to high plank. Inhale, lift into upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back into downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling, maybe bending the knees deeply. Just come back to your breath. Come back to the breath and let that be a gesture of touching the present moment with mindfulness and heartfulness. Right? Touching the present moment, this aliveness with gratitude, appreciation. Let's take an inhale, press, lift, and reach the left leg up and back. Nice big reach. Exhale, pull the left foot forward between the hands, up on the right toes. Inhale, sink the hips, lengthen and look up. Exhale, step the right foot forward, fold over the legs. Inhale, hugging and lengthening, looking up. Exhale, bow all the way down over the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up, let the arms reach up, look up. And then exhale, just bring your arms down. We're going to do our Mandala Namaskar, which moves around the mat. Starts with Utkatasana. So bend the knees any amount, lift the arms, look up, inhale. Exhale, bow forward over the legs, all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fingertips down, step the right foot back, drop it 45 degrees, bend the left knee. We're going to climb up onto the left thigh for the beginning of Warrior One and exhale into the feet. From here, you might choose to lift your arms with an inhale, reach up, maybe look up, and then exhale, bring your palms into your chest, turn to the right, bend the right knee, and push the left leg straight for a side lunge. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend the left knee as the right leg straightens. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Pivot your feet to the back of your mat. Right knee is bent. Place your hands on your right thigh as you reach back into your left foot and exhale, drawing in below navel. Inhale, you might choose to lift your arms overhead, maybe even look up. And the next time you exhale, bring your hands to the floor, step to high plank. Inhale, lift into upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back to downward facing dog, maybe child's pose. Full deep breath, inhale and exhale. Again, touching aliveness with mindfulness, with heartfulness, with that quality of deep listening. Let's take the left leg as you inhale, press, lift, and reach it up. And then exhale, pull the left foot forward between the hands, drop the right foot. We're gonna rise onto the left thigh and pause, exhaling into the feet, lifting the belly. Inhale again, warrior one, arms reach up, maybe you look up. And then exhale, palms in, turn to the right. Bend the right knee as you push the left leg straight for that side lunge. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, straighten the left leg, turn to the top of your mat. Right foot in front and bend the knee, drop the left foot 45 degrees. Palms onto the right thigh, ground into the feet, draw in below navel as you exhale. And then maybe you reach the arms up as you inhale. Stay for another breath, another full reaching breath, inhale. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step the left foot forward and fold over the legs. Hug the legs in, lengthen, come halfway up. And then exhale, bow over the legs all the way down. Bend the knees, lift the arms, inhale, look up, Utkatasana, and then back into standing as you exhale. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, bend the knees, and lift the arms and look up. Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forward over the legs. Inhale, just hugging and lengthening, looking up. Exhale, fingertips down, left foot back, then the right knee. Inhale, rise into warrior one. So you might come all the way up or pause with hands on the forward thigh, reaching up when possible, maybe looking up. Let's take another full inhale, lengthening. Exhale, palms in. This time turn to the left. Bend the left knee, push the right leg straight. Inhale, straighten the left leg. And exhale, move to the right. You can bend that knee any amount. Inhale, straighten the right leg, turn back to the back of your mat. Left foot is in front, knee bent. You might choose to reach your arms overhead and maybe look up. Take another full inhale here. And then exhale, hands down. Step into high plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale into downward facing dog. Maybe child's pose. Just coming back to the breath. So the movements, let the simplicity of the movements, the relative simplicity, be an invitation to move and breathe a little bit more with intention if that feels possible. To be mindful, to be heartful, to really know yourself and care for yourself in these moments. Let's take our next inhale, reach the right leg up and back, nice big reach with the right leg. And then exhale, pull the right foot forward, drop the left foot 45 degrees. You might pause with your hands on your right thigh or let the arms reach all the way up and overhead. Stay here, take another full inhale, and then palms to chest, turn to the left, bend the left knee, push the right leg straight as you exhale. Inhale, straighten the left leg, come to center. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, straighten the right leg, turn all the way back to the top. Left knee bends, right foot at 45 degrees, maybe the arms reach up. Just warrior one. One more time. Right? Just embodying in some way this capacity to touch aliveness deeply. One more inhale. And then exhale, hands down. Step the right foot forward, fold over the legs. Hugging and lengthening, coming halfway up, inhale. Exhale, bowing over the legs, all the way down. Let's bend the knees, lift the arms. Inhale. Keep the knees bent, bring the palms into the chest, and sit back as you exhale. So hugging your legs towards each other, even if they're not touching. Just that energy of squeezing the legs together, drawing in below the navel. Let's keep the legs, outstretch the arms in front of you with the palms touching, inhale. And then exhale, pull the right elbow back and look over the right shoulder. Inhale, come through the center. And exhale, bend and pull to the left. Let's do it again. Inhale, center. Exhale, move and pull to the right. Feeling into the legs. Inhale, center. Exhale, pull to the left. One more time each side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right, drawing the navel up and in. Inhale to center, last time. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Let's fold over our legs as we exhale. And maybe just like at the beginning, you can grab your opposite elbows and hang your head here for a moment, just for a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's take one more full exhale here. Good. As you inhale, start to bend your knees, lengthen your spine, maybe look up. Exhale, stay there, hands to hips. Inhale, stand all the way up. And then arms down, feet together. Exhale. Let's take our feet and stand in a wide-legged position, maybe facing the long edge of your mat. Let's outstretch the arms, so nice wide stance. As you exhale, turn your feet towards your right foot, so both feet pivot. And exhale, bring the right hand to the right thigh and the left hand to the left hip. Take an inhale here, and then start to slide the right hand down the right leg for Utthita Trikonasana. So it's totally fine if you need to bend the knee. You can stop anywhere along the way based on what you're experiencing. Maybe you roll the left shoulder open and reach the left arm up and look up. Come back to your breath right here. Can you find your feet, your legs, your midline, right? Lengthening and expanding from the inside. Let's take another full inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the left hand to the hip and look down at the right foot. So we're going to shift onto our right foot a little bit, bending the knee. Let's heel toe the left foot in a little bit. And then pressing off of the left foot, using your right hand on the floor, lift up into Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon position. You can lift your left foot any amount. So it could just be hovering over the floor a little bit if that's where you can start to feel into your balance. Maybe the left arm reaches up. Let's take another full breath, inhaling, and then bring left hand to left hip, touch left foot down behind you, exhale. Inhale, rise into that starting position, feet wide, arms outstretched. Other side, exhale, turn the feet towards the left foot, right hand to right hip, left hand to left thigh. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to slide the left hand down the left leg. So you just stop anywhere along the way. If your hips feel stuck, sometimes bending the knee will help. And then maybe you roll the right shoulder back, reach the right arm up, and potentially even look up at the right hand. Finding your feet and legs, finding your breath, your midline, and some expansion through the arms, through the chest. Let's take another full breath, opening, really touching aliveness with mindfulness, with heartfulness here if possible. What would that feel like? How would that be expressed in this moment? With your next exhale, let's bring the right hand to the hip, look down at the left foot. I'm going to start that transition into Ardha Chandrasana. So I like to bend my left knee, maybe even heel toe the right foot a little closer to the left foot, and then start to press and lift the right leg up. Any amount, just find your breath, your legs, your midline, and then breathe. Come back to intention. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's take another full breath. And then exhale, you can touch that right foot all the way down. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms outstretched. And let's just pause, bring hands to hips, exhale. Bring the feet either parallel or slightly turned in towards each other. And then inhale, arms outstretched again. Exhale, hands interlaced behind the back, press into the feet, broaden the chest, look up, breathing in. And then exhale, start to fold over your wide legs as you breathe out. Inhaling and exhaling, just Again, contacting the sound, the sensation, the movement of the present moment. Just that deep space of listening that is naturally mindful, that is naturally heartful. Let's take one more exhale here. As you inhale, start to rise all the way up. Let the arms reach wide. And then we're going to step our feet together and bring our arms down as we exhale back to the top of the mat. So we're going to do several different standing balance postures today. We already just did one of them. We're going to do another one that might be quite familiar to you. So let's just stand with the feet together, the palms touching for Vrikshasana, tree pose. Let your gaze be steady. And then you might just lift your right heel and turn your right knee and toes out to the right. So my right heel is touching my left ankle. You could stay right there. If you'd like to lift your foot anywhere above or below your knee, you're welcome to do that. And then just again, come back to the touchstone of the breath. Let the breath naturally awaken space for intention, right? Just touching aliveness with mindfulness, with heartfulness. How could that be expressed in this moment? You might choose to lift your arms overhead. Let's take another full inhale wherever you are. And then if your arms are lifted, bring them back, palms in. And then inhale, release the right knee in front of you and foot down, arms down, exhale. Let's do it one more time on the other side. So palms together, feet together. Lifting the left heel, turning the knee and toes out to the left. So finding a steady gaze with your eyes. Decide from here, maybe the foot comes higher or maybe it stays right there. Again, that breath, the subtlety of that breath, hugging the legs in, drawing in below the navel, lengthening through the crown. How could you express or convey intention in this moment? What would that feel like? That mindful, heartful intention. You might choose to reach your arms overhead. Let's take another full breath, lengthening and exhaling. Maybe the palms come back in. You can lift your left knee, inhale, and then feet together, arms down, exhale. Excellent. So one more standing balance for us today. Let's bring hands onto our hips. We're going to take our left foot, take a moderate step back with the left foot, and then bring the right foot and the left foot about hip width distance apart, like so they're as broad as your hips, so that you feel steady on both of your legs. Inhale here, expand the chest, maybe draw the elbows back towards each other. And then exhale, start to bow over your right leg. So you can always bend the right knee a little bit as you fold. Just folding over the right leg for a few breaths. However far down you go, just taking a couple of breaths deep, lifting below the navel, softening the head down. With your next inhale, take a little bend in the right knee, come halfway up, look up, settle your gaze, and then maybe press and lift your left leg for warrior 3. You can take any arm variation that you wish here. I really like interlacing hands on the right thigh for a little bit of support to help broaden the chest and lengthen the spine. You might prefer to reach your arms forward. Let's take another full breath, inhaling, and then touch that left foot down, exhale. Inhale, stand up, lift the arms for a victorious breath. And then feet together and arms down. Exhale. Let's do the same thing other side. Hands on the hips. Right foot steps back. Inhale, exhale, pause. Just arrange your feet so that you feel steady, so they're broad enough that you're steady on your feet. Take an inhale, maybe hug the elbows together, broaden the chest, and then exhale, start to lengthen and bow over that left leg, even if it means bending the knee a little bit or a lot. Come back to the breath, steadying yourself on the inside with that breath. Take another exhale. And then starting to bend into that left knee. Inhale, start to lengthen and look up, settle your gaze, exhale, and then start to press and lift that right leg. Any amount. And again, any variation with the arms. I like hands on the left thigh to help lengthen the spine and broaden the collarbones. This is really challenging. Take another inhale. And then exhale, just touch that right foot back behind you. Inhale, stand all the way up, lift the arms. And then exhale, step the feet together and the arms at your sides. Let's take a big breath in, reach up, palms touch, look up, inhale. Exhale, bow forward over the legs, all the way down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, chaturanga or high plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. This is our last vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's just enjoy downward facing dog for a moment. So if child's pose would be better for you right now, just touch the knees down and sit the hips back. You can stay here for a moment, just bow the head, come back to the breath. Just inhaling and exhaling. Heavy head, light belly, just touching aliveness with this mindful and heartful attention. With your next exhale, if you haven't already, let's touch the knees down and then sit the hips back towards the heels, bow the head for child's pose. About 5 full deep breaths in child's pose, just inhaling and exhaling. And with those breaths, just that deep quality of listening, the sound, the sensation, the movement of the breath. As you find your next inhale, we'll rise onto hands and knees and then bring our legs around so we can sit up nice and tall. And the legs are outstretched. They don't have to be straight. They can be bent. Just a little bit, hugging the legs together, pressing the palms into the floor, just to kind of reestablish a midline connection. And take a steady gaze with your eyes. Just about 2 more breaths here. Good. And then from here, let's walk our feet in so the knees are bent. Walk the hands back behind you. You can stay here, just press into your hands and broaden your chest, or inhale, lift your hips and come into reverse tabletop. You can keep your head lifted or tip your head back. Take a few deep breaths in this position, just pressing into your feet, lifting your hips, coming back to the breath, opening the chest. Take another inhale here, and then exhale, lower your hips back down. Let's lift the feet and reach the arms for Navasana. So I have my knees bent, I'm just hugging legs together, arms are reaching. Broaden the collarbones, hugging in, find your breath. You might find that it's helpful to touch your legs with your hands. You might prefer to straighten your legs. Let's take another full breath. Inhale here. And then hug the knees and roll all the way down onto the back as you exhale. And just rock yourself gently side to side, maybe circling the knees in one direction, the other direction. Just connecting down into the ground for a moment. I'm going to place the feet on the ground. And again, do a few of the things that we started with at the beginning. So we're going to start with our bridge pulse. So arms alongside the body, heels on the feet on the floor. As you inhale, lift your hips and reach your arms straight up. As you exhale, let the arms keep moving and the hips stay lifted. Hips are still lifted. Inhale, arms reach straight up, using the backs of your legs and your glutes here. Exhale, lowering all the way down. We're going to repeat that a few more times. Inhale, lift the hips, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms keep moving, reaching back behind you. Inhale, lift the arms overhead, reaching up. Exhale, arms and hips all the way down. 2 more. Inhale, lifting up, reaching up. Exhale, arms keep moving, reaching back behind you. Inhale, arms reach straight up. And exhale all the way back down. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, lifting up, reaching up. Exhale, arms keep moving, hips stay lifted. Inhale, arms reach back up. And exhale, lower all the way down. Good. From here, let's lift the legs into that position where the shins are parallel and the thighs are perpendicular, and hug the legs together. I like to have my arms overhead here just to help make a little more space in the torso and soften the head and shoulders, but if that doesn't work for you, then skip that. Bring them to your sides. Just squeezing the legs together. Inhale, touch the right toes without changing the bend in the knee. Exhale, squeeze together. So moving from the hip, inhale, touch the left toes. Exhale, squeeze together. Right side again, inhale, touching down. Exhale, squeezing together. Inhale, left toes touch. Exhale, squeeze together. Let's do 1 more time each side. Right side, inhale. And squeeze to neutral, exhale. Inhale, left side. Exhale, squeeze together. For our twist, arms overhead, palms touching, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, lift and reach to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, lie down. Exhaling, lift and reach to the outside of the left leg. Continue a couple more times. Inhale, lie down. Exhale, lift and reach to the right. Inhale, lie down again. Exhale, lift and reach to the left. Inhale, lie down. 1 more time to each side to the right. Stay for a breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, lie down again. Exhale, lift and reach to the left. Stay for that extra breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, lie down. Exhale, hug the knees in and pause. Take a breath. Let's place both feet on the floor. We'll take the right leg, reach it up. Left foot can stay on the floor, or the left leg can reach out onto the floor. Start by circling the ankle a few times one direction, and then switching and going the other direction. Circling the foot or the leg, like drawing circles on the ceiling, any size, any pace. And then switch directions. Good, let's do 1 more. And then clasp the hands onto the leg. Inhale, lengthen both legs. Exhale, pull the right leg in towards you as you bow to your knee and knit your navel down. Take a full exhale here. Inhale, rest the head down. And then exhale, hug both knees in. 1 more time, other side, right leg, either right foot on the floor or right leg outstretched, and left foot up to the ceiling, circling the foot a few times in one direction. Circling a few times the other direction, foot just circling the foot of the ankle, and then drawing circles on the ceiling with that leg in one direction a few times. Any size, really any pace, and then switching directions. Just a few more of those. And then back to center, clasping hands onto the leg. Take an inhale, lengthening both legs. Exhale, bow head to knee, knitting navel down. Stay for a breath. Another exhale here. And then inhale, rest the head down. Exhale, hug both knees in. So the knees are hugging in. Let's outstretch the arms to the sides and then just drop the knees to the right. Just for a reclined twist. Maybe your head is gazing straight up, maybe you're looking to the left. Whatever position feels like a place that you can soften and breathe a few breaths. Really softening down into the ground. Making the space inside to contact intention, to really touch aliveness with mindfulness and heartfulness right here. Take another exhale. And then inhale back to center. And let's do the same thing on the other side. So just starting to drop the knees to the left. Maybe looking straight up, maybe gazing to the right, and breathing. It's the simplest thing, but it's so powerful. Just entering the present moment with the sound, the sensation, the movement of the breath. What would it feel like to express a mindful, heartful attention in this moment? Let's come back to the center as you inhale and pause as you exhale. So we're going to start to move into our final resting position. You might choose to lie flat on your yoga mat or on the floor. You might have a wall nearby where you could put your legs up the wall if that seems like it would feel good to you right now. You can do that. You might choose to rest on your back with your feet wide and your knees together. You have many options. So somewhere that you feel like you could be still and rest for about 5 minutes, just to rest quietly. So take a moment for that. Just take a moment to be settled, to move into a place of stillness, relative stillness. And as you do that, you might close your eyes. You might exhale through your mouth a time or two, just letting go of any attempt to control the breath. And so it's really letting go of any attempt to control aliveness in these moments. Just receiving the naturally open-hearted space of awareness that's here, right here in the present moment. Just receiving the nourishment of it. As you're resting, that intention, that loving blessing of mindful, heartful presence, whatever that felt like for you today. You might sense how wide open and spacious it can become
how it just naturally wants to be expressed in more moments, to be lived in more moments. And just touching the vastness of aliveness, the vastness of presence. Sensing that it is deeply personal, but also universal, boundless, shared by all beings. It's really a practice of wholeness and unity, connection. And as you find your next few breaths, you might reach your arms overhead and maybe draw your knees in. And roll to one side. And if you can stay there for a moment, then stay there, rest on your side for a moment. And touching your breath, touching the present moment with a mindful, heartful attention. And as it feels natural to you, or when you're ready, you can just rise and take your seat one more time. Maybe the eyes are closed, maybe the eyes are open with a soft gaze, whatever's best for you right now. So as we close together, what can happen naturally is that intention, that mindful, heartful intention, or that way of touching aliveness with a deep sense of listening, it really just naturally wants to be expressed outwardly, not just inwardly. So the closing intention is really in some way your prayer for the world, or an acknowledgement of the desire inside you to express mindfulness and heartfulness in more moments, not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of others. So if that resonates for you, you might pause with that reflection for a moment. And you might just still be listening. Namaste. Thank you for your attention, your kind attention. And I hope to see you again soon. I'm gonna